Good morning. How we doing? Just keeping an eye on the markets. Most part, no action. Just tried to out a little bit and slap down. Got some sellers, just to be expected. Um, yeah. So let's tell here. Have market highs here. Yeah. So just with that alone, we can see already try to break out of pre-market highs. Sports shoved it back down. By the way, it's pretty ugly, like price action the last couple days. Ugly. So, and then we got let's see here, fire here. Players in the market for this morning. That's why I had a hard time getting above this. Boom, some they had to cover. Slap back by real sellers again. Yeah. Are no trades for this morning. Not yet at least. It's range bound, hanging out. Oh, but it looks like probably end up taking a trade here really soon, pending. But in the meantime, yeah, not much to do. Yesterday we ended up taking system took like 6, 7 trades, and that being, I think, 1 points. Still too much, but I mean, too much. It's just more than average. So it's a testament to the price action and stuff that we're getting this year. It's been so tricky and so interesting. Yeah, an eye on that range bound. Nvidia last night up its earnings and it beat. It's talking about the data centers were less growth. That people try and connect always with. They try and connect the movement with uh, some sort of data, and that's just not always the case. I mean, market makers are moving that thing for a reason. It doesn't always have to be, oh, it's because of this news. The thing could rip today, but if I look today, it might be ripping. It might have it rip down, but yeah, market makers are trying to get a hold of stuff, man. Let's find out here. Yeah, so that, yeah, so as expected, we look at Nvidia here. You had here 73. Figure out what's going on here. Look. Yeah, it's only down 2% now. It like regained its highs at 184 today. Yeah. Yeah, so this morning it went all the way up to 194. So brand new highs. Tested previous highs here. But still, I mean that's just this is just market makers playing games. Right? You had this big drop. Where's the overnight session? Here's earnings. Here's a drop. Pop back. Oh, okay, so it is a little bit down from the highs, but still not that big of a deal. It was like, I thought it was down like 5% at one point. But yeah. Anyways, long story short, market makers be playing games. So even if there was good news, bad news, whatever, at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they're gonna do on that thing. So yeah. Yeah, not much to do here. Got two players in the range for any kind of break here. That would be nice. So we had all of that happen yesterday. I was set up for a huge trade. I was even up on it. I was up on that trade probably like $700, $800, which was only for three micros. That was only halfway to the take profit. We would have had a $1,600 day, but that's just per account. But yeah, it got very, ugh, just slowed way down. So, but yeah, well, that is it. Got a little bit of a break here. See what happens. If we get a little confirmation on this break, I take the short. But it seems like if I had to theorize what's happening here, you had initial balance. So we had this initial buy, selling into the initial buy. This is seems like fabricated selling. This well, actually, we have this seller here. I'll find him actually. Let me go find him real fast. Oh, wow, that's easy. He's just right there. Actually, really simple. Okay, so you have this seller here. This is the real seller on the market, right? So tapped up into him. I mean, look at that. It's just hot selling here. Tapped up, rejected, and then they shoved it down. It is still feels a little unnatural. I'm gonna be honest with you. Feels a little unnatural the selling, but we could go much lower. Anything's on the table here. All right. Yep. So, all that in mind, we wrote a ton of articles yesterday on our trading view. Ton of articles. We posted a bunch. By the way, still nothing going on in this market. We're right in between the range, so there's really nothing I could do in the short term unless something changes here. So we hit the one on Bitcoin. We had a little trading idea that hit Google. We nailed. So Google is perfect. Bounced right off where we said it was going to bounce. The article, I think I said 184.40, 184.50. right? 184.50. Look at this. I think this was one below here. Below is, no, that's not 187.82, is it? Oh, it's bottom of supply. Yeah. So this was the aggressive approach. Let me see. I think I had that already there though. Okay. Oh yeah. So is this possible to run a straight up to supply? Play off them right at the top. No entry price target for this one, but the idea was that off of this buyer here, which it just barely tapped into, we just have this continuation. So it happened a lot quicker than I expected, and it's breaking through the seller completely. So Google's just a beast right now. Unbelievable beast. UNH had this one pegged until Buffett stepped in all of a sudden. Boom, that's Warren Buffett buying, which is cool. Still dealing with this aggressor here on the market, but the idea was the same. We just didn't get down to the extreme demand. Even if Buffett didn't step in, you were going to find a lot of big buyers down here. So, and we were still in this high demand area. So this was an area that there was still a lot of buyers looking to step in at. So close on UNH. It was close. So yeah, we updated AMD by AMD with confidence. This one I had pegged just a little outside. This happened just a little hotter sellers, so would have gotten stopped out on these sellers, but the idea and the principle is still the same. And the long, especially the long idea, if we can get down here, is going to be absolutely intact. So looking forward to AMD. We wrote this one about HIMS yesterday, talking about running into these strong buyers. I mean, this thing could get down for all we know, but it's a quick little play out these buyers here. Yeah, let's have a look. What changed? It's just going back and forth and back and forth. Range bound, bouncing off this pre-market highs here. They're just keeping it down. Being patient here. We wrote enter into fall with snow. Snow is talking about some different. Whoa! Look at that. That's crazy. At earnings. Well, that makes more sense. Well, was I right about this one? Where did this get into? I just missed the entry here. That was really close though. That's cool. That happened really quick. My goodness. So snow is one that I've been watching, and for the long term already. I'll have to go back to that. Look, we wrote about Dutch Bros. See what Dutch Bros is doing. Okay, so Dutch Bros found new aggressor. I think they're gonna get a little pullback and then a takeoff, but I like Dutch Bros for the long term as well. I put Nvidia as near its top, and I still think that they're gonna get a little more headroom before we step back down. So there's a trading idea for Nvidia. So we got Snow, Bros, Nvidia, HIMS. We updated AMD. Bitcoin finished. Palantir has popped. This one's super popular. Well, not super popular, but it's pretty popular. Um, Pretty controversial. A lot of people are bullish on Palantir, but I really do think this thing's coming back down. So we're gonna see what happens on Palantir. Yeah, and then Ethereum. Basically, I updated Ethereum after we pretty much nailed this one. Nailed the call here, got that, and blew through that big seller. Ethereum pretty much doesn't have any more headroom. I mean, how do I say that? Ethereum has a lot more headroom. And then our SoFi ended up working out finally. Got the perfect entry off the touch next day. Next day, boom, there's your entry. Top demand right there. 2040. That's what the 40 was. 2040. Look at that. The low right there is 2043. Beautiful. So There's your entry. And the pattern honestly didn't happen how I expected it to. I really did expect it shorts to try and shove that down a little bit more. But all in all, that worked out. Blew through those sellers. See how the end of the week how that falls. So a lot of good trading ideas here um, that we got to write out for. Whoop, 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 whoop. Why did I get signed out? That's crazy. All right, let's see here. There we go. Well, that is what it is. All right. Continuing on here. Nothing much. Still right in the middle of the range. It is what it is. Yeah. That's it, man. All right. So now buyers are aggressing the sellers again. We're gonna see if we actually, yeah. So they actually are tapping into this liquidity. So this probably is gonna run back up to 27. Um, with how that aggressive stance happened, could even take like a
Order
long.
filled.
I would probably put it at the bottom right here. Look for a play up to the 24s, and then I would sell a nice thick sell here, right ahead of this area, maybe a little loose right on 27. And the reason why I would do that is because there still should be this concentrated seller here playing the highs, should get a little pullback. But as soon as buyers aggress this seller, it's likely to run all the way up. So that's why we're doing that. But we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, though, no trades for us. So we're just gonna hang on out here. Running into a little resistance from that trend. We're working hard to keep this thing down, man. Getting a new mic here. Pretty soon this mic is off of the headset. I had a Yeti, but the Yeti's too loud. So here we are. We'll see if this happens. This is trading theory. This is a little bit different than my system. By a little bit different, I mean they share some aspects, but this is the more accurate route for sure. For sure. forgot I'm getting different prints on the charts from the Nasdaq on TradingView, and then different prints on this Top Step, even though they're the same provider. I think they're getting different data providers, and the data seems to be more accurate with TradingView than it does Top Step, because I've missed trades that my TradingView's caught just based off of data. So I am now paying for live data on TradingView, and I'm just charting with TradingView because I don't trust I don't trust the volume and the candlesticks as much. So should get a little push here. Uh-oh, I got a little feet coming. Mike's gonna be out for a second. All right. So, yes, sir. So we'll see. Now, bulls are here, so I'm actually gonna move the stop up. This is a little bit more accurate of a stop. Making our way up here. So, top of the real sellers up here. Should get a little bit of some concentrated selling right here. This should be a little bit bigger of a demand, so we're going to take the short, even if it comes up and hits us. We should still get maybe a 20, 30 point pullback. Probably even go a touch heavier than this, but just for example, risk management would go 3 to 5s. So this one has a tighter risk window. So this risk had to be more. This risk had to be a little bit bigger because I was playing the bottom of the range, so we needed at least a 1-to-1, which we got if we can get there. This one, on the other hand, is a lot tighter because I'm only going to be risking maybe at 50. And I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, probably down to here. So we'll see. See if we get that entry. Entry is going to be important. I don't see the selling so strong that it's going to sell below this area. I don't think they're going to take another step down. I think this is fake selling, so I think this will get all run through. Would like to see the volume tick up though. Let's do it a little better, but not quite. See if we get that tap. By the way, this trade is down here, so we're just front running another trade. This out of the way. Our entry right here. We get it. Again, so this is the high concentrated area of sellers. That's what we're hoping to bank off of. So we're hoping for a nice little push up and dip. Now in a case where buyers came up, slapped this, broke above, tried to go higher, failed, came back down, we would actually short that on our XFA account, because that's a situation where buyers are trapped, and yeah, it could get, see, the volume discrepancy is crazy. Over here, the volume is different than the volume on my trading view. It's actually higher, so this is saying that this whole thing's a new player here. Ah, so happy about that data from TradingView. This, I don't know why their data is different, but this is throwing off my whole strategy on Top Step, which is disappointing. So the seller's been getting chewed up, as expected. I'll show you guys the difference in volume right now too. See here, go NQ. This is the public one. There we go. All right, here we go. So you see the 5 minute over here. Look at the volume. So the volume comes up and then tapers off. Look at the volume here. Look at that. Volume just keeps increasing, right? So same exact chart, same candle, same time frame. Difference in the indicator of the volume. And that's detrimental, because that is, I need to see the volume that comes in. It's a big part of the strat. So disappointing that I have to pay for, well, it's not that big of a deal. Only $7 extra a month. Who cares? But it is kind of interesting, the different tools you have to use and everything, just to kind of get dialed. Oh man. All right, still should shove up here a little bit. I would have liked to see this reaction happen towards the top. So I would have preferred to see it kind of rotate up and then have a little pullback for the short. Since this pullback happened a little earlier, this means that sellers tried to take their position a little bit ahead of these sellers. Which means that if these guys get blown through, whoa, they get blown through, they're gonna have to cover. Why that keeps happening. It's not good though for live trading. Mac is fighting for the attention. Hold on, we're gonna get that back up. I think my Mac is on and trying to connect. There we go. All right. Well, hopefully it's that. Hopefully I'm not getting hacked. They can have it. Alright, let's see here. Gotcha. Okay, so that happened on both. And get rid of that trading view too. There we go. That should be fine now. Okay, back to our live trade here, which looks like working out. Disappointing if you guys couldn't see that. So here we go. Boom. All right. So let's see now if we can get this entry and play a little. I would prefer to take a tight stop like this, but 50 is that psychological, so I might just go a little past 50 and try and take that short instead. And now we don't enter into the trade ourselves as volume's kind of just wavering a little bit, so not a trade for us, but we might be able to get into this from the 5, we will see. But the test has just missed our take profit there, but we still should see a little run. They're trying to do the move I think they're trying to do, but they're trying to shove it down, proportion it down, but they got squeezed down here. I really think they should wait if they wanted to go down. But for them to react right now is a little premature. Wow, did we miss that by a tick? Missed that by a 1 tick. Unbelievable, look at that.
Order filled.
There it is. Alright, so we wicked that, got that trade this morning. And now we're gonna play a little rotation to the downside here. Looks a little quick. I might be able to take a little bit higher. We'll keep it here. I would prefer maybe a little, maybe 29, but it's all right. Let's get our fill here. We can. We're a tick away from the entry.
Order filled.
There it is. Okay, so now our idea is changed. We're just gonna play this back end for the quick wick, but really we're just looking for some few points here. So see if we can get a little draw on this liquidity to the downside. If not, it's okay. The risk to reward is here. So if volume ends up picking up through these sellers here, this could go. We can go long here, considering. So yeah. So now we tapped up into that seller. So this is where I really think they are. And this is really a key level. But if they're going to be anywhere, if shorts are going to try and make a case, they're going to try and manipulate like how they did here. It's going to happen right here, in my opinion. Volume's looking very strong. This is good on many accounts, so yes. We will see. Find some buyers up here. For real. If we wanted to get long. Saying. Let's see, 1 minute left. Volume might get there. We'll see. So yeah, this is exactly where they're trying to defend it, like I said. So they're going to try and shove this down last minute. Super close to getting into this long, but with my live account, but it's just not quite there. So we're gonna wait for the second. Got really close, really close. So we're in for that little short here, and we're gonna take a peek at, see if we can get down just a little bit lower. This, I would have preferred a little stronger, hotter of a pullback. I still think that we can get down a little farther. Best case scenario is at 85. But we'll just be a little patient, see if they try it. We'll see if they try to do these shenanigans again, but just on a smaller scale, right? Maybe they'll shove it down to like this range down here. So that's the idea. There's the theory. Oh, patience here. Patience. Patience in any direction. Assuming I would expect for the long. I would expect. Where is my? Should be right here. There it is. I would expect a rotation down to hot traders and then that quick bounce, another rip, and then we go through. That's what I'm expecting. Expect kind of that sharp fall. Shorts trying to shove it down like how they did here. It could get a little quicker. We could go pre-market highs, so it could go all the way down to here. But I think what will happen is we'll hit this. You'll get one more candle. Whoa. You could get one more candle down, and then it just immediately rips up, back up. And then a couple more little fluffers, and then we leave. We'll see. This is where they're defending. You can see the hot reaction, though. That's exactly where sellers are. See if we can get this little rotation, too. All right, since this is the reaction that I wanted, I am gonna, the first test is what I wanted. I'm gonna bring this stop in a lot tighter. A lot tighter. All I wanted to do is play that just a touch, just a hair. Let's double check here. Alrighty, so that's theory for right now. Here's your buyers. So should get a little bit of a reaction from there. Assuming we could test maybe 50% of these buyers, so should be right on point with where we're at. Now if this candle comes up green, enters back up into this, that idea that I had happened a little quicker than I would have liked it to. So I was expecting like this, boom, then a quick pop back up here. But we'll see. I think they have a little bit more juice in there. Seems a little far. So strength here. Someone's rolling through my trading view right now. Liking stuff. Turn off the notifications. Oh, they are. You can't hear them. That's why. Turn off my desktop audio. Yep. Good. Glad I like. This guy liked it. Wonder what he's got. Yep. Here we are. This is what I was expecting down here. I was expecting a quicker flush. This is painting a bullish picture. I would assume that these shorts are there a little stronger though. Looking very strong. We will see. All right, so now we're gonna go test those sellers again. I really was expecting a bigger reaction. I'm still gonna let this thing play through, but I do have a tighter stop because the second test is a worse test, so. What's up, Gaurav? How are you? Nothing much, dude. How'd you do this morning? Go. Go. Yeah, we're just hanging out. I haven't taken any trades on my live account yet. Just been trading theory here. And yeah, just theory. So I don't know. I don't think you would know, but I trade I trade theory, which is my own theory. And then I trade a system that is based off of Albrooks. So it's influenced by Albrooks. So here's these sellers again. This is where your concentrated sellers are. But they're pretty strong. Yeah, should get a little bit of some flack from that area. Probably got another 7 minutes or so, then I gotta jump off. Hopefully, I think in about 2 months, I'm gonna be able to stream the whole morning, which would be nice. With my camera on too, that would be nice as well. So sellers should still be here. There should be a lot of absorption here. But if it starts to blow through a little bit, I'm just not interested. I want a tight stop here. I want to make this happen real quick. So, a nice, quick, tight stop. This could still work out, but again, this isn't real buying here. So this isn't a real buyer yet. We will see how that works out, but now with the second test, I'm expecting a deeper pullback. So if this fails, I'm expecting more rotation down to here. I would assume that this would be near where the node is. So the node comes all the way down here. So we could, I'm going to do right here, but you could assume something down to the 40s even. But if we get stopped out right here, then it doesn't matter anyways. It's really up to these sellers. That's why we have this tight stop. Just one. This is my second one. On my regular strategy, none. Zero yet. There's been no. We're in the middle of this range, and well, not anymore. We're starting to break out of this range, but yeah, I just haven't been able to get into anything.
Order filled.
Oh, there's buyers. So this actually might be my first trade on my live account. We'll see what happens. So yeah, it was a quick little tap, 15 points, which is all right. I was expecting a little bit deeper of a pullback, but it's showing that these guys aren't interested in shorting that anymore. It's starting to tap above. We'll see. This candle still needs to close above these strong sellers here. But yeah, so not too many trades. Let me see. Are we gonna go long here? What is the plan? Yeah, so I just can't go long there either. It's really interesting. Been able to get into anything this morning. I'm sure we'll get into something though. Yes, sir. What's the question? Ah, 50 seconds. The algo's still working here. They're trying to sell this. Look at that. I I said I was gonna take another short, but no. I would have got stopped out at 52 anyways. I had my stop at 51 up here, so I would have got stopped and ran. Can't have too loose of stops here. I really do think that these shorts aren't gonna try and shove this down. Maybe to here, but I would be surprised. 3, 2, 1, and they're holding on by a sliver. So they are trying to shove this thing down, but I don't think they have it. I think I could. Well, I don't know. I'll wait here. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Well, yeah. Garb, what's your question, by the way? Question on dips. Oh, look at that. They're still here. So the algo real buyers came in, they got absorbed. The algo's still sitting here. I could have shorted a second time, but it's okay. I would prefer just the first time. Alrighty, I mean, that's pretty much it. We tried a couple trading ideas. I still think this trading idea will work. Um, unfortunately, I had to take a 52. It was a little bit bigger risk than I wanted, but I still think that we can get down to pre-market highs. So back to that range. In the meantime, it is what it is. We're gonna be live streaming tomorrow. Throw a bull strategy, and then my other strategy did not take one trade today. Not one trade. So, well, I should say so far. The day is young though, so see what happens. Follow me on Twitter for the actual updates. And then if you guys want to see these articles written, got a really good accuracy going right now. So I'm digging this accuracy. So GPS sitting at, I wonder. Starting to get a little bit of rollover. And if UPS gets down here, it's just gonna be too good to pass up. Why it says extreme demand way over here? Over here. Oh, I wonder. Oh yeah, that's why. Because I had it zoomed down. That makes more sense. And okay. Alrighty. And I'm rotating back to 130. I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible. Oh, now you're working. Alrighty, so target's at roughly 62. See if that happens. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys. Take care. We'll be streaming tomorrow. Peace.